Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a minute and give everyone a quick refresher on the use of the PET 2000. As you probably heard, we had an occasion last week where we had to evacuate the tower and work from this room on the 17th floor using these PET 2000 transceivers. They're not ideal, but they will work in a pinch, and I realize that we have them in the tower. You see them sitting around. We test them once a week, but most people don't have much practical knowledge of how to use them because we simply don't have the need very often. So I thought I'd just go over a few of the basic functions so that you'll know in the future if you do have this circumstance where you have to use it. So normally these are going to be plugged in to chargers over here. There's two over here I'm pointing to. You can't see outside the frame here, over by the window, and then this is another one that we have in here as a spare. So we have three total in this room. And you could always bring one from the tower as well, would be a good practice, so you'd have four, so you'd have lots of redundancy. When they're plugged in, they'll operate without any interaction with the power cords. However, if they're unplugged from the charger, there's this little dummy plug that sits right here. Simply open that up, and then in the back, just like you're plugging it in, you'll see how it fits. Just like this. It will not operate without this in. It's a strange feature. I always thought it was a weird thing that they built it that way, but that's just the way it is. So now it will operate. So to turn it on, there's two knobs. They're a little far away here, but you can probably understand because you have seen them. There's an on-off and a volume and a squelch knob. Simply turn the tiny little volume button to on. This one's, they're all default to a certain frequency. This one happens to default to the ATIS. To change the frequency, simply type in on this keypad. It's a 1 through 0 keypad. No decimal points needed. So you want to go to tower 128800. 128800. Just keep pressing zeros till it takes it. And there you go, there's the tower frequency. You want to go to ground control? 121900. Now you're on ground control. Volume, pretty self-explanatory. Squelch. So squelch is this knob is what discerns, or what causes the radio to pick up weak signals versus strong signals. So fully squelched like this, clockwise, when this knob is turned clockwise on full squelch, meaning that means it's only going to pick up the strongest signals. So you're probably going to get most ground traffic out here, ground in vehicles. Maybe not vehicles if they're on a portable, because those are weaker transmitters. But you probably are not going to get aircraft on anything more than short final. So what the best practice for this is to back this off until you get to some static, and you'll hear it. There it is. So when you do that, that means it's letting everything in now. So everything.
1031 cross 948 at Charlie, will shortly 27.
So you hear, but you'll never lose that static. So get to the static, and then go back counterclockwise until it shuts off. Right on the edge there, that is your best performance you're going to get without having static. There's also an auto squelch mode. If you go all the way to the left and it clicks, that gives us too much interference as well. So again, you're going to go all the way to the static and then back it off to where it's quiet. So that's a port vehicle calling now, very strong. And you can hear it just fine.
Okay, thank you.
A couple other features, as I shut it off with the wrong knob. So these are line of sight radios, meaning they work best when they can see what they're either trying to listen to or talk to. So performance back here at this table is not going to be as good as performance up at the window. In fact, you may even want to move the radios that are at the window closer to the window, and you might get better performance from them. A microphone right here, if you have problems with that, it's sort of a hidden little connection. It's just a telephone connection, and it just plugs in right there. There's three of them. Generally, one is for ground control, one is for local control, and they're labeled that way. I don't think the power is any different on either of them, but if one is working well on ground and the local control one is not working well to transmit to aircraft, say on a 5-mile final, try swapping them, because maybe the power of one of them is better for some reason, whether it's a battery issue or something like that. That's pretty much all there is to say. We've tested them down here, and you know, we hope in the next that we don't have to use them again. But if we do have to use them again, we hope they're ready to go and that you're able to use them. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me or Brendan or any of the supervisors, and we'll be happy to give you a personal tour of the PET 2000 or answer your question if we can. Thanks.